Hello, I'm Dr. Hotze. Welcome to my live webinar today. And it's, of course, Tuesday, and it's the 22nd day of August. We're going to talk today about the three most commonly asked questions regarding how to succeed on your health and wellness program. Now, that's the purpose of this seminar, is to equip you with the tools that you're going to need so you can be successful in restoring your health naturally. Now, remember, I told you what I believe. I believe that you need a health coach. That means you need a doctor and you need a health team that are going to coach you onto a path of health and wellness naturally so you enjoy a better quality of life without having to use or resort to using toxic pharmaceutical drugs. I want you to leave this seminar with a clear vision on how to manage your wellness program so you'll feel encouraged about how you can make a change in your life. Now, you remember I told you that you're the health athlete. We're the health coaches. Just like you have a coach if you go to a gym, or if you're a golfer, or you're a writer, or you're a public speaker, you have a coach that sees the things that you need to do and makes the recommendations. Remember, it's up to you as the person that's being coached to implement the recommendations. So you're a health athlete. We're the health coaches. We're your doctors, we're your professional staff of vitamin consultants and pharmacists and nursing staff who are here to make recommendations on what you're going to need to do in order for you to win a gold medal in the Health Olympics. That's what I want for you. That's what every one of us wants for you, is for you to win a gold medal. But the heavy lifting is going to be on your part, and we're here to help you, because as you get started, you're going to you may feel overwhelmed. You go, oh my gosh. Look, how many of you have ever started off the new year with a resolution? I'm going to get in shape this year. I'm going to go join a health club. And you go down and they sign you up for a year's worth of, exercise programs, and you're going to use the health membership, and you go for a week or 2 or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden life gets in the way of your daily routine and discipline, and you don't go. You realize how many people break and the fallout that occurs when people buy a year membership on health clubs? I don't want that to happen to you. You've invested your money in your health. You've invested your money, and we want to be your coach and hold you accountable so you can stay on the path. Does it make sense? So if you're feeling confused at all, I want you to feel free to just write a question. Send me a question on live chat. If you're overwhelmed or have questions, this is for you, because I want to answer those questions. Don't hesitate to send us those questions. Now, here are 3 common complaints or feedback that we get from guests that don't feel well quickly. Remember, you didn't get this way overnight. For many of you, you have been going downhill for years and years and years, and you finally decided you're going to come in and get some help from us. And we're glad to do that. So you didn't get in your current physical condition overnight. You can't expect to take one magical pill or a vitamin or just change your eating for a day or a week to think all of a sudden you're going to feel like $1 million again. Many of you are currently on pharmaceutical drugs that you're going to have to get weaned off of, which are making your body toxic, that you're not going to feel well until you clear that out. We see people that have very remarkable recoveries. It surprises me. I particularly find it in women that have had hysterectomies, that are on horse estrogen Premarin. If we can get them onto progesterone, they can feel very well very quickly. I've seen that in a matter of just a few weeks, they feel like new people. Others, it's taken a year. People that are on loads and loads of psychiatric medication, antidepressants, anti-anxiety, sleep medication, all these foul up the neurotransmitters in the brain, make you toxic, and you have to get your hormone levels back up. Then you got to detoxify and you got to get these toxic drugs out of your body. And sometimes it can take up to a year for some people that have been extremely medicated to feel well again. So here are the three major feedback points that we get. People are overwhelmed by the number of pills they have to take. Okay? They also feel overwhelmed about the tweaking and adjusting of the hormone levels. And they also are concerned that they're not feeling better right away. Well, I just addressed that. You didn't get sick overnight. You didn't get in your current condition overnight. It's taking you years for your health to go down, down, down. And most of you have seen conventional doctors, I know you have, who've given you a bunch of drugs and can't get you better. And you've been working on that. So you came to us because you believe what we believe, that you need a health coach. You need a team of individuals that will coach you onto a path of health and wellness naturally without using pharmaceutical drugs. That's what you need. You believe that. That makes sense to you. I ask you that. That's what we do here. So it's going to take you following the directions that we recommend, plus us holding you accountable. That's why I'm going to have these, I'm going to have weekly medical moments, medical minutes that I'm going to put out for you to give you encouragement as you go along. We'll have a webinar once a month. We'll have question and answers. Our staff is available. Your doctor, whether it's Dr. Sheridan, Dr. Ellsworth, whether it's one of your the physician's assistants or nurse practitioners, Debbie Yannick or Angelica Clark or Amber Littler, we're here for you. Our vitamin consultants are here to answer your questions. Our nursing staff is here to answer your questions. And our pharmacists are here to answer your questions. And if you can't get any answers from any of them, you can call me, for crying out loud. And I'm going to give you my mobile number. I want you to write it down. This is my personal mobile number. So if in any way you feel you're not getting the kind of service that you expect, and I'm talking top drawer, first class service where you're listened to, affirmed, understood, and followed up and held accountable and encouraged, if you're not getting that from any one of our three enterprises, the Hotze Health Wellness Center, the vitamin store, or from the pharmacy, I want you to give me a call. Text me is the best way to reach me. Write my phone number down, 832-364-9503, 832-364-9503. I will make sure if anything falls between the cracks that we clean up those cracks and we get you feeling really well. That's what I want for you, is for you to feel like a million. I want you to be full of vitality, enthusiasm, energy. I want you to have get up and go. I want you to be excited to get up every morning and have a full, rich, abundant life. And I know that that comes from three different aspects. I know there's a spiritual aspect to your life, there's a mental aspect, and there's a physical aspect. It's like a tripod. You're sitting on a tripod. If one leg of the tripod is weak, everything falls over. So you need to be healthy in all areas of your life, and I'm going to help you in the physical area because I know if you don't feel well physically, it's hard to be mentally healthy. It's hard to be spiritually healthy, and vice versa. So I want to encourage you in all three areas of your life. Listen to good material that's positive. I'm talking about listen to Zig Ziglar, listen to Jim Rohn, listen to Cardone, listen to Coach Mike Burke, who's a great coach, by the way. Get good positive material and read that. Keep yourself thinking positive. Also, keep yourself spiritually in good health. Make sure you attend church, do your Bible reading, be spiritually healthy. That's so very important. And then physically, we want to make sure we do four key things. And this is what our program entails. Primarily, four things. One, we're changing your eating patterns, right? We're on a yeast-free eating program, which is basically a paleo eating program. You can eat a lot of good oils. That means eggs. You can have fish oil. You can have bacon. You can have butter. You can have avocados. Good, healthy oils are important for you. Then you can eat a lot of green vegetables. Just like your grandmama said, eat your broccoli, eat your spinach, eat your asparagus, eat a lot of good greens. And then you're going to eat some meats. I always recommend the best meats happen to be fish if you can get natural fish and it's not farmed raised. Get natural fish, but you can eat beef, you can eat fowl, or you can eat chicken, whatever. You can eat those things. You don't need to eat much. 6-8 ounces a day is plenty of meat. Remember, meat has about 80 calories per ounce. I'm talking about red meat. Fish has, chicken has 60 calories per ounce. Fish has 40 calories per ounce. So if you ate, a 12-ounce T-bone at 80 calories per ounce, you're going to have nearly 1,000 calories right there. And calories are important because it all adds up. And then we're going to eliminate sugar and simple carbohydrates and starches. Why? Because the simple carbs, the bread, pizza, pasta, and those things are starches, which means there are sugar molecules hooked together. And as soon as you put them in your mouth, enzymes in your mouth called amylase and into your stomach begin to break apart the starch and it turns into sugar. You got sugar highs, sugar lows, and it gets turned into fat, and it causes inflammation in the body, and that's bad. So we're going to change your eating. That's really important. And the second thing we're going to do is replenish your hormones. As you age, your hormone levels decline. Some people at puberty, their hormones, women, hormones get out of balance. It's about balancing your hormones and replenishing your hormones. The same in males. As men age, their testosterone levels decline. We're going to replenish that. We're going to replenish your adrenal hormones when necessary and your thyroid hormones with natural desiccated thyroid. I believe anybody who has the clinical symptoms of hypothyroidism deserves to take or be given a therapeutic trial of desiccated thyroid. We have Hotze thyroid, it means armor thyroid, Renaissance thyroid. It's all desiccated, means dried pork thyroid, which contains the identical thyroid molecules your body makes. That's why it's safe and effective. That's why we use that instead of using the synthetic thyroid. The synthetic thyroid just doesn't work in our experience. I know there are some people that it may work on, but we have seen thousands of people on synthetic thyroid that have all the symptoms of hypothyroidism, and we convert them to natural desiccated thyroid, and they do fine. So we're gonna change your eating program. We're gonna replenish your hormones. We're gonna make sure that you get vitamins and minerals to help your cells detoxify. You and every other American and most everybody else in the world is full of toxins. In the Western societies, particularly in America, we are loaded with toxins. We've got all the petrochemicals in the air that we breathe and the food that we eat and the water we drink and all these colas and all the stuff, all the chemicals they put in that, plus the lotions you lather on your body. All these are full of petrochemicals, which are poisons. They're toxins. And inside your cells, and you have 40 trillion cells, inside your cells have little power plants that produce energy from the food you eat and from the oxygen. Those are called the mitochondria. We want them to be mighty strong and produce mighty amount of energy. Mitochondria. They're the power plants within your cells. Every cell of the 40 trillion cells you have at least one mitochondria, and some of the cells, like the heart cells, have thousands because they have to produce a lot of energy because the heart's beating all the time. You want your mitochondria to be healthy. Well, guess what? All these toxins in the environment that I talked about, the petrochemicals, plus all the metals in the environment, the lead, the aluminum, the mercury we have in our fillings in our teeth, all these things are toxic to the cells, to the power plants, to the mitochondria that cause them to operate inefficiently and not produce enough energy in your body. So we want to detoxify your cells, your body. We want to get the toxins out, and for that to be done, you need vitamins and minerals. That's why we give you the vitamins and minerals. They help you detoxify and cut down on inflammation. So we have you on a good B complex, a healthy B complex. Got your vitamin C, which helps you remove inflammation inside your arteries, keep the arteries clean. It stimulates the immune system. It stimulates the adrenal gland. It's very important in helping fight infections. It's critical, and human beings don't make vitamin C. All the other mammals in God's creation do, except for monkeys and guinea pigs and bats. All the other mammals and all the other vertebrates make vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams for 25 pounds of body weight. I started taking vitamin C about 25 years ago, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 milligrams a day or 10 grams a day. After I had studied Dr. Linus Pauling's work with Matthias Rath, I did it to keep my arteries clean. I didn't want to get calcified, inflamed arteries. And guess what? On my last heart scan less than a year ago, my arteries were clean as a whistle, no calcium. And I've seen hundreds and hundreds of other of our patients, and rarely do I, that have had a heart scan here. And if you haven't had a heart scan, you need one if you're over 40. That will tell you about the calcium in the arteries. So we want you to be on that magnesium and good healthy fish oil. And you can go down the list depending upon what recommendation the doctor gave you as far as your vitamin program. But that's first and foremost to help you detox. Also, the vitamins, certain vitamins, as well as the hormones, particularly thyroid hormone, catalyze the power plants to enable them to produce energy. If you're producing low amount of energy in your cell's power plants, guess what your energy level metabolism is going to be? It's going to be low. You're going to have sluggish thinking. You're not going to have any energy. You may have difficulty with weight. You can't think clearly. You can't sleep. You ache. You don't have any romantic moods and inclinations. You just don't feel well. You may have headaches. If you're a woman, you may have irregular menstrual cycles. You're not doing well because your cells aren't producing enough of energy because they're toxic. That's why you have to go on the detox eating program. That's why you have to take your vitamins and minerals. So we've talked about three things so far. We've talked about your eating program. We've talked about your your hormone replenishment. Key is the thyroid hormone too, as well as the sex hormones and adrenal support, the vitamins and minerals, and then you need to be on an exercise program. Now look, we don't have a gym here at the Hotze Health Wellness Center. If you want to join a gym, there are scores of gyms all over the county. You can go to Orange Theory or any one of these various things and work out, or you can just decide you're going to walk 2 miles a day. Just get up and walk. Get yourself moving. I'm not asking you to be a power weightlifter. I'm not asking you to be a marathon runner, but you've got to work out every day and do something that moves your body, because in movement creates energy in the mitochondria. It causes them to produce energy and keeps them healthy. Now, there are some other supplements we gave you that help stimulate the mitochondria. That's coenzyme Q10 and PQQ, which helps the mitochondria regenerate. Makes them, as they get older, they die off, and you want them to regenerate so you have power plants producing energy in your cells. So those are the four major points that I believe will help you get on a path of health and wellness. Wanted to know what you find challenging about the program, and we have a couple of questions here. Let's see what we got. Can you scoot to the left a bit? I have a hard time seeing you. I think I've done that. Okay, thank you. Is anyone else having trouble hearing me? Are you having trouble hearing me? Can you hear me okay? Somebody type in and let me know. I thought we checked this out. We did. Can hear you okay. Does the yeast-free program amount to as a detox program? Yes, I can hear you. I can hear. Okay, good. So they can hear us. By the way, that's H-E-A-R here. Okay. Yes, I am here, H-E-R-E, but you can't hear me. Okay. The yeast-free program is part of a detox program, but remember, the detox it involves two things. It involves changing your eating habits so you're not putting a bunch of junk in your body. So you don't, if it's in a package, bag, box, can, just don't do it. Okay? Just go read them. Read on the back of them. They're full of chemicals. Those chemicals are toxic to your body. Don't eat those. So that's part of the detox. It's not putting toxins in your body. Go look at your lotions. Don't slather all that stuff that you buy at the store. You look at the back of it, it's full of petrochemical products. Don't do that. That gets into your body and gets stored in your cells, and your body doesn't like it, so it stores it in fat, so you got to make fat to store the toxin. You don't want to do that. So the detox program is part of the eating program, and what you drink. So if it's in a can, you know it's not going to be good for you. If it's in a plastic bottle, folks, it's got plasticizers, phthalates, other petrochemical products that leach out of the plastic into the water and poison you. You think you're doing good drinking water out of a plastic bottle instead of out of a faucet. You're not. The only safe water to drink is Mountain Valley water, unless you have a filter on your home faucet in your kitchen. We have reverse osmosis, what we use. We've checked it and it gets all the fluoride and everything out. So Mountain Valley water also carries, you can buy that. If you don't want to put it in a filter, you can buy a 5-gallon glass jug. You can they'll put it up in your house and bring it to you once a week or however you need it. And they also sell it in glass bottles. That's safe. But if it's in plastic, it's not good for you. Okay. Let's see what else. If I'm not feeling well soon, do I have to wait until my next appointment to communicate with the doctor? No. Now, if you have any questions, I want you to contact the phone nurse, and they'll help you. If they can't solve the problem, the doctors we have an algorithm. So if A, then B, if B, then C, there's steps that we have, because we treated 31,000 people here. So if you think in the bell-shaped curve, most people come here because they have hormone problems. Their thyroid hormone problems, or their sex hormones are going down, or adrenal hormones. So of all the people that we have in the whole world that come, we have a niche practice of people like you that are experiencing hormonal decline, low energy levels, that are related back to 4 simple steps. They're not eating right. They need to replenish their hormones. They need to detoxify, and they need to exercise. Now, some of you may have allergies, airborne or food allergies. If you do, we can test for that. We skin test for that. We use sublingual drops under the tongue to build up blocking antibodies. That's a genetically inherited trait. So if you get sinus infections once a year or twice a year, you've got allergies. That's caused by airborne allergies with a combination of food, and you should be tested to help take the load off your immune system. That's very, very important. But back to the detox program. The detox program involves not only the changing eating habits, but also in your vitamins and mineral supplementation. Let's see what else we have here. And by the way, one of the reasons many people don't feel well right away is because you don't have enough thyroid hormone actively working within your cells. Remember, thyroid hormones enable your cells, mitochondria, to produce and use energy. The excess energy is given off as heat, so you can measure your body temperature. If your body temperature is low, you're not producing enough energy, your metabolism is going to be low and sluggish, right? So you've got to get the metabolism up, and you do that by getting the power plants to produce more energy. That's done through eating right, replenishing hormones, detoxifying, and exercising. 4 steps. But the thyroid is very important because the thyroid hormone catalyzes the mitochondria so it gets to work. So it starts producing energy. If you have high production of energy, you're going to feel great. If you're producing low energy, you're going to be sluggish. Does that make sense? Okay. So when you saw your physician here, whether it was Dr. Ellsworth, Dr. Sheridan, whether it was our nurse practitioner, Debbie Yannick, or physician's assistant, Angelica, they will start you on a certain dose of thyroid. You may need 8 times that much thyroid or 10 times that much. Your blood test doesn't indicate that. All the blood test does is tell us where you are in a wide range of normal. And frankly, I discount blood tests. I listen to the patient. I know I can't treat a blood test because 95% of the people, when you do a thyroid blood test, will always fall within the wide range of normal. That's how the lab defines wherever 95% of the people fall. That's what they call normal. So it's as wide as the Grand Canyon, as tall as the Empire State Building. You can't hardly fall out of the normal range. And besides that, I've done thyroid tests and sent it to 2 different labs, a group of 40 different patients, and there was 50% different between one lab and another on the same blood. I just don't believe the blood test. I believe you who are the guest, the patient, telling me what your problems are. And if you have the signs and symptoms of low thyroid, I'm going to give you a therapeutic trial of thyroid. And I've heard people say, well, if you go over to Dr. Roach's office, he'll just put you on thyroid. Exactly. That's why you're coming to my office, because nobody else is going to give you thyroid, and you need it. Because as you age, your hormone levels decline. The imbalance in female hormones adversely affects women's ability to utilize thyroid hormones. People get autoimmune thyroiditis, where you make antibodies to the thyroid gland, and nobody checks that because the insurance doesn't pay for it. We check for that on all our patients, all our guests. And the other thing in male hormone, when the male hormone levels decline, testosterone declines, they can't utilize their thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone is so critical for good health. I've been taking 4 grains a day, my friends, for 25 or 30 years. I'm 67 now. I just got back from a vacation I took. I went to Scotland. I played 36 holes of golf every day. Every day. And stayed up to the wee hours of the night talking with the guys and getting up in the morning and playing again. Now, I'm full of energy and vitality, and I credit to the fact that I take my hormones. I take thyroid, I take testosterone, I take DHEA, pregnenolone. I take more vitamins than you can imagine. Now, some of you worry about vitamins. Well, I get too many pills. I take more vitamins than all of you put together, I guarantee you. You call my vitamin store. There's nobody that takes more vitamins per day than Dr. Hotze out of the thousands and thousands of people, because I believe in them. And you go, well, there's a lot of pills to swallow. Well, here's what I do. You see this right here? This is a green drink. I take chopped broccoli, chopped spinach, 2 eggs, all my vitamins, except for the gels. I put the gels aside because they don't grind up very well. Whole vitamins, I put all my vitamins in there. And a tablespoon of coconut oil, a little bit of stevia, which is a natural sweetener, and maybe a little vanilla. The ladies in the back in the kitchen do it. They grind that sucker up, and there you have it. And so I've got it all. I just do this. I drink it down. I make 2 of these every morning. It takes 2. But I wanted to show you that's what I do. And that's an easy, you just put it into a blender. And it'll blend up fine. That's pretty tasty, frankly. I enjoy that. I'm going to have that for lunch. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see, what other questions? I've been on the program for 2 months. I've lost 8 pounds and feel incredible. Good. This is Dennis. Okay, energy is through the roof. I'm taking about 30% less insulin to treat my type 1 diabetes. That's terrific. Is it unusual to get such results quick? What is the typical timeline should expect more weight loss? Dennis, I don't know how much you weighed when you came in. I recommend 2 pounds. If you get on a good eating program, get your thyroid up and get your metabolism up and replenish your hormones, you're going to lose, and eat right, you're going to lose about 2 pounds a week till you get down to your ideal body weight. And you ask me, is it unusual for people to feel this good in 2 months? No, it's not. Some people feel, well, I've had some people call up 2 weeks later, women after they had hysterectomy, and say, am I supposed to feel this good by this progesterone? I love to give women progesterone after hysterectomies. If it's been, a month or a year after their hysterectomy, you put them on that and they feel like $1 million. It's great. So is the thyroid great. But it takes time to get you to the right dose. And remember, each one of you are individuals. So in Dennis, for instance, we got him to the right dose of thyroid and testosterone quickly, and that was the right dose. I talked to a guest of mine who's in Sweden. Yeah, a lady from Sweden who has me on her Facebook, who flew all the way here about a year ago, who's been watching me on TV for 3 or 4 years, wanted to come and get treated. Well, she's been in, I think, 3 or 4 months. She was put on thyroid hormone. Nobody in Sweden would treat her with thyroid. So either I think it was Dr. Sheridan or Dr. Ellsworth, one of the two, saw her, I think it was Dr. Sheridan, and started her on a 1/4 grain thyroid every 2 weeks. Well, she told me she's up to 6. That's 1.5 grains. She said, I'm feeling from last summer to this summer, I'm feeling so much better. And I said, well, you're going to need more than that. You can continue to increase that. Every person's different. So the doctors will start you on a low dose of thyroid, and you will incrementally increase it every 2 weeks until you say, I really feel good. My energy level's up. I've got vitality. I'm enthusiastic. I've just got to get up and go. When you feel that way and your thinking is sharp and all your symptoms are gone, you're on the right dose. We have titrated you to the right dose. And because you're different than every other individual, you're not going to be exactly the same. But remember, over over the 8 or 9,000 guests that we have here, there's a bell-shaped curve. My experience has been over the last 25 years, it's 2 grains of thyroid for most women about 50 years of age, 2 grains, and most of you start on a quarter grain, so that would be 8 capsules. Tends to be where 50% of the women do well. Some of them need more, some of them need less. That's why we titrate it, and it's important for you to give us feedback how you're doing, and I recommend bumping it every 2 weeks. So if your doctor said bump it up, by 1 every 2 weeks up to 4, and you're up to 4 and you don't feel like you made any progress, call back up and let's bump it up to 6 and bump it up to 8. Let's get you where you need to go. Keep pushing the doctor. Don't expect, just because he told you go up to 4, it doesn't mean that 4 is going to be the right dose for you. So remember, everybody's different, and we want to titrate you up until incrementally increase until we get you on the dose where you go like, that's it, I feel like $1 million. Okay. I was told to take hormones on an empty stomach and the vitamins with food is okay. Is it okay to? Yes. Whenever you take your vitamins and hormones, take them at the same time. I happen to take my hormones first thing in the morning, and I take them on. I just happen to take. First thing I do is take out my hormones, throw them in my mouth first thing in the morning. Drink that. I happen to have a cup of coffee. I head to work. Then I get my green drink. They make it here, and I get all my vitamins. You can take whatever you do. Just do it the same every day. If you take them without food, that's fine. If you take them with food, that's fine, because it'll determine how we titrate. You may need a little more if you take it with food. You may need a little less if you take it on an empty stomach. It's not going to be that much difference, and it just doesn't make that much difference. So don't worry about it. That's a small little detail that isn't really critical to your overall health. Okay, the program is working great for me so far, including my allergy. I started 3 weeks ago. I've lost 5 pounds. Very exciting. My biggest challenge is taking all the vitamins. I do it, but challenging. Thank you. It is challenging. Now, Donna, I just want to encourage you, try the green drink. It's really good. I promote that, Dr. Hotze's green drink. I've also got Dr. Hotze. Really, this is basically you're drinking a salad, okay? Broccoli, spinach, put a couple eggs in it, raw eggs, throw in your vitamins, little stevia, coconut oil, you'll be doing fine. And that'll help you, you feel good. And that'll fill you up because eggs, because they have good healthy fat in it, satiates the brain centers, and you just don't feel hungry all day. Whereas if you start off eating muffins and cookies and cakes in the morning, you're going to have these sugar highs and lows all day long. Okay. I love your pea protein smoothie. There's another way to do it. You can, instead of doing like I do with my vegetables, you can add vegetables. You can put some additional protein in that. I happen to use the eggs to get my protein. You have to take vitamins at specific times, kind of choose when to take them. My recommendation, take them in the morning, take them in the evening. Keep it simple. I don't like to have things where you have to take it more than twice a day. You have to have a regimen. So take them in the morning, take them in the evening. If you can't remember to take them in the evening, just take them all in the morning, okay? But it's better to, for instance, on vitamin C and magnesium, you want to have them so they're slow release. So you have them, 12 hours apart. You just want to do that. That's the best way to do it. Women, on your hormones, you can take all your thyroid at one time in the morning because that builds up in your blood and keeps a good level. On your progesterone, you want to take that twice a day. Twice a day it has a 12-hour slow release on it. It used up after 12 hours. So it's better for you to split up your female hormones that way. Men, testosterone, if you're taking the shot once a week. If you're taking the capsules, which I use the oral capsules, 300 milligrams a day, gives my blood level fine. I used to take shots, took shots for 25 years. I now take the capsules. I've done that for a year. My blood levels are fine. You need to make sure if you're taking testosterone that you have your testosterone levels rechecked, and you don't want testosterone levels of a 50 to 60-year-old man or 60 to 70 or 70, 80. You want your testosterone levels to be where you were in your prime when you were 20 to 30. So they lower the testosterone levels, get lower every 10 years, the ranges. So they say, well, you're in the range for a 60-year-old. Well, I don't want to be in the range. I'm 67. I don't want my testosterone level to be the normal for a 60 to 70-year-old guy, because I know very little testosterone. I want my testosterone, and I keep it where I was when I was in my 20s, because testosterone affects my initiative, assertiveness, sense of well-being, self-confidence, moods, goal orientation, drive, directiveness, decisiveness, analytical ability. All these are mental functions. That's what I want. I got to get up and go. Plus, it helps with your muscle tone, your muscle mass. Testosterone helps with your cardiovascular function. It helps lower your blood pressure. Remember, your heart's a muscle. So it helps the heart beat well. It helps with romantic moods and inclinations and abilities. It's very important to have a good, healthy life is to keep your testosterone levels. And then you want to check your PSA too. That's your prostate specific antigen. We just want to follow that along to make sure we don't have any problems there. Okay. What else do we have here? I was told that take hormones on an empty stomach. We talked about that. So, okay. Should I be eating a certain amount of calories a day? You know what? I think on our program, you can decide. We don't promote counting calories, but I'm not against it, because I remember I bought an app, my wife, years ago. I was up at about, it seemed like I was at 196 pounds. So I planned right in high school. I'm 6 foot. It was 168. And, you know, I got out of, I wasn't eating right. I got my weight up, and, you know, I was 192, 196. And Janie said, go to the Lose It app, Loseit. I never counted calories in my life, but I decided for 1 month I was going to put everything. I told the app what I wanted to weigh and how long I wanted to take to weigh that. I wanted to get down to about 175 pounds, and it said, okay, 2 pounds a week. You're going to have to lose 20 pounds. It's going to take you 10 weeks. Okay, I said I want 10 weeks. And it said, eat this many calories a day. And then every time I put something in my mouth, I just typed in what I ate, and I saw how many calories it was. That's where all the calories come from. So instead of eating, you know, big steaks, which have 80 milligrams of 80 calories in it per ounce, I started eating fish. Eating the same amount of fish, get half the calories, cut my breads out. The key is cutting out the bread and the pizzas and the pastas, folks. If you do that, you'll drop your weight down. Then when you get down, if you occasionally want to have a little bit of bread or you want a little bit of dessert, just a little bit. It doesn't take much to satisfy. You can do that and keep your weight down. But you just don't want to gorge out and just, you know, eat loaves of. Listen, if you were like me, sourdough bread and butter, I could eat that till the cows come home. I love it. But you just can't stay thin and trim eating that way. So occasionally I'll have if I go to the restaurant, I may have one piece of bread and put some butter on. I like to put my butter on something, and that's it. I'm not going to have any more. If I have that, sometimes I don't have any at all. If we have a dessert, now I'm in a good body weight. I'm 175 pounds. We'll order several desserts, put them in the middle, and then just take a little piece off each one of them. So you have maybe 1.5 teaspoons of 3 different things. Just have a little flavor, just satisfy us if you want to do that. But right now, when you're on your yeast-free eating program, you eliminate it for 3 months, and you won't believe how good you'll feel getting your weight down and getting your sugar levels back to normal. Listen, if you have type 2 diabetes, it can be completely cured by losing weight and eating right and getting your metabolism up. I've seen this happen over and over again. Okay. The nystatin, are they discontinued later in the program? Are they helping kill candida? Yes. Nystatin, there's 2 ways we kill yeast. First, we starve it. Yeast grows on sugar. If anybody's ever seen how you make homemade bread, you get the flour, and you put it in the bowl, stir it up with water, and if you want to activate it, you have to put some yeast into the water. And that's what causes the bread to rise. Well, if you want to activate the yeast, you just put a little sugar in the water with the yeast in it, and it foams. So that's what the yeast does. So if you got yeast in your gut and you go like, I get bloating and belching and gas all the time, that's because you're taking sugar in the form of pure sugar or in the form of simple starches that's getting into your system, feeding the yeast. The yeast is giving up all this gas. You're getting bloating, belching, gastroesophageal reflux. So you've got to eliminate the sugars and the simple carbs so you're not feeding the yeast. And then the nystatin kills the yeast in the in the spore form in the gut. Remember, candida is like a fungus. It's a mold. It's a fungus in your gut. And we all have a little bit, but whenever you've taken antibiotics, you kill off good healthy bacteria, and yeast tends to overgrow. And then you feed it with all these simple carbs and sugars we eat in our diet, and soda waters and all that. So we got all this chronic yeast, and it produces toxins which depress your immune system, make you more susceptible to allergies or infections, and you get on this cycle of antibiotics and and illnesses and yeast, and you get just cycle of illness over and over again. We want to break that. So the nystatin kills the yeast or candida in the spore form in the gut, and then the diflucan kills it in the mycelial form as the yeast grows into the walls of the intestine. There are two forms of fungus or mold or yeast, and those are the two forms, the spore form and the mycelial form. What else do we have here? It's still good to enjoy, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want you to think of this as a diet program. It's not. We're not doing a diet program. This is a lifestyle change. You're just learning to eat right. If you could see the way I eat every day, I bet I've eaten more spinach in the last 5 years than Popeye did in his whole lifetime. I eat spinach all the time. I have spinach in my drink in the morning. I have steamed spinach at night with some butter on it. I like steamed spinach and broccoli. I like a good steak. I like fish. What's wrong with that? It's delicious. You can get nice herbs on it, and they fix them up at a restaurant. Jenny can fix it up at home. It's just delicious. Got a nice salad. My gosh, it's just, you can read you can just go to a cookbook. Jenny comes up with all kinds of delicious recipes, or you go to a restaurant and get delicious recipes. And I don't put all that salad oil and get all that calories from salad oils. I like to use olive oil and balsamic vinegar. That's very good. Or you can use you could get a lemon vinaigrette. You can add that to the olive oil, but olive oil is good and healthy for you, and the balsamic vinegar is good. I'll put that on all my salads. I eat a fairly simple eating program, but I'm satisfied. I don't miss junk food at all. I don't know when the last time if ever I've had a hamburger at McDonald's. I don't know that I ever have in my whole life, really. And nor have I ever stopped with my kids to buy them there. I just don't do that. It's just not the way I eat. I like to eat real food. If you eat real food, you're going to feel well. When you feel well, you won't want to eat junk food. So think of it as a lifestyle change. You're going against the grain, right? That's what we do at the Hotze Health Wellness Center. We don't follow the traditional path of conventional medicine, which says, eat a lot of grains. Oh, that's really smart. I'm going to lose weight. My metabolism is slow because you poison the water with fluoride, which is poisoning the enzyme that enables, so my cells can't produce active thyroid hormone. I'm getting poisoned by fluoride, and now my metabolism is down. And so you, the federal government, and the FDA, and the agriculture department, let me eat a lot of grain products, which are just simple carbohydrates, full of sugar, and then you want me to cut and have some vegetables and cut down on my meats, right? And no fat or no oil. So all I'm eating is this diet that is going to make me big and fat because my metabolism is sluggish, because I'm low in thyroid, and because I'm eating a high carbohydrate diet. How stupid are these bureaucrats and conventional? They tell diabetics to eat this way. I'm telling you, I've got friends of mine that are diabetics that come in and say, well, they just tell me to eat a lot of grains. That's really smart. That's just sugar. No wonder they got them on insulin all the time. So we cut against the grain. We call them out. It's fake medicine is what they're preaching. It's a fake diet. Can't you see? They want you to stay sick so they can milk your cow. They can milk you out of all your cash. That's what they're doing. I want you to be healthy and well. That's why you came to us. So we're going to do natural approaches. We're not going to pump you full of pharmaceutical drugs. We're going to help you get healthy and well naturally and stay that way, and then stay the heck away from conventional doctors who find every reason in the world to give you some kind of drug, okay? Drugs are toxins. They're poisons. They're dangerous. They have to be detoxified. So here's the deal. You come to the doctor full of toxins. You got no energy. You can't think clearly. You got headaches. You got joint muscle aches and pains. You got irregular cycles. You can't carry your babies to full term. You got stomach disorders. You don't think right. Your life is miserable, and they just throw drugs at you. One more drug. Statin drugs, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, sleep medication, anti-inflammatory medication, arrhythmia medication, heart medication. They throw all these drugs at you, and you get sicker quicker. You got to stop it. That's what we do. So we cut against the grain. We don't follow the conventional path. So we learn to eat healthy. We learn not to take these drugs. We learn to put good things that our body needs, that God put in the environment, the vitamins, the minerals, the good healthy food, and that's natural. That's true health. All this other stuff is fake health. You can't poison yourself to good health. That's quackery. Anybody that believes that you can put toxins in your body and get healthy, that's a quack. That's what I call a quack. Okay, next. What are your thoughts about MMS formula for candidate? MMS? I don't know what I don't know what you for MMS formula, you have to type up what that means. I'm not sure. Is that mainstream media? I don't know. Tell me what it is. Anyway, let's see where we are. Okay. I talked to you about the pills are overwhelming. What about all those pills? You're being proactive. For crying out loud. You've eaten enough junk in your life. Think of all the candy bars you've eaten. And you're going to complain to me you can't take a few pills? Think of all the candy bars, all the junk food, all the bags of chips you ate. And you're going to say, I can't take a vitamin pill. Please, come on. I want you to put on your big boy and girl pants. You're in the Health Olympics. I want you to win a gold medal. Don't be whining because I'm going to take 10 vitamins. Please, come on. Think of all the junk food you're eating and you're changing your habits. You're going to eat a good, healthy lifestyle, and you're going to enjoy those vitamins. And those vitamins are going to make you healthy because they're going to detox your body, okay? I've said the way to do it is use my green shake. Oh, we talked about adjusting the dose, and you're just going to have to take time and be in close contact with us, with the nursing, our phone nurses, be in close contact with our doctors. If you can't get anybody to call you, God forbid that ever happens, and you need an answer, you text me. I gave you my number. I'll give it to you again, 832-364-9503. I'm here to help you. I believe you need a coach, and I'm going to be the head coach over this team, and I want you to get in the Health Olympics. I want you to be a winner. I want you all to win gold medals. That's what I want because I know your life will be better. You'll enjoy your spouse, your kids, your work. Everything will be so much better if you feel well. That's why you came here. That's what I want you to be able to do. Okay, let's see what else we have here on the board. It's also worth mentioning that where are you guys? Oh, I want to mention to you. You go like, well, can I just go get my hormones or get my vitamins anywhere? Do I have to get them from Hotze Vitamin Store or Hotze Pharmacy? Why do you think I built Hotze Vitamin Store? Why do you think I built Hotze Pharmacy? I did this decades ago, and the reason I did it is because I had guests like you going like, well, Dr. Hotze, I go to the vitamin store, and it's got all these different vitamins, this type, and I don't know what to take. Which one's good? I go to the pharmacy. I don't know what to take. What do I need to take? Why don't you just have the vitamins here for us? I said, that's a great idea. I'll just do that. So we go out, and we have our vitamins specifically made by large manufacturing, vitamin manufacturing and mineral manufacturing plants that have the finest products, top drawer. We get them all certified. We get the letter certified. They're all FDA inspected. We do the top drawer. I want to make sure I have the finest products available for our vitamins for you. That's what I want. Now, our hormones. This is really key. Hotze Pharmacy is one of less than 300 compounding pharmacies nationwide. Did I go off? What happened?
No, you're still going.
Okay. One of 300, less than 300 pharmacies nationwide, compounding pharmacies, that is certified by the Pharmacy Accreditation Board, PCAB. The Pharmacy Certification Accreditation Board, which is an independent board of private pharmacies that goes and inspects pharmacies around the country that produce compounded hormones. There are 20,000 compounding pharmacies around the country. Only 300 have been able to meet the standards of the Pharmacy Accreditation Board. And this is a nationwide organization. We're one of them. We were one of the first in Texas, one of the first in the nation back in 2005. We supersede their standards. We send out our hormones out for special testing every month for qualitative and quantitative testing. The reason I do that is I know there are a bunch of Jake leg pharmacists out there that sell all these pharmaceutical products, but in the back, they sent somebody off to take a course on compounded hormones, and they make 10 a day or 10 a week or 12 a day, and they're not specialists in it. We produce approximately 500 compounded prescriptions every day. We have the finest standards, top drawer. You're just not going to find any hormones better than our hormones. There may be some out there that are equally as good, but we've been told by the pharmacy board that we are in the top, and I'm sorry, by the accreditation board and by the people that test our hormones, that we test more than all but 2 other pharmacies in the whole state. We have that much testing done on our hormones. We spend a small fortune making sure our hormones are right, and we always want to make sure they fall within plus or minus 3%. So if we say 100 milligrams, they're going to be 97 to 103%. Did you know that in pharmaceutical drugs, just regular pharmaceutical drugs, they get name brand get plus or minus 10%, and generic get plus or minus 20%. Ours are plus or minus 3%, and our average is 1%. So we're right there on the money. And I want to, and because we've had patients, guests of ours, try to save some money. So they're going to go to another pharmacy, and the pharmacy says, "Well, if you come here, we'll take insurance." Yeah, right. Well, they'll take your insurance. They're not specialists in hormones, so they don't do near as many as we do. They do some. Some of them may do very little, but they're going to take your insurance, and you're going to try to cheap it, okay? Thinking that your insurance is going to pay for it. Now you're going to get a poor quality of hormone because it's not even an inspected pharmacy by PCAB. And secondly, they're going to call you back up and say, "Well, I'm sorry, insurance doesn't pay for compounded hormones," which they don't. And now you're going to have to pay them. So you will have ended up having to pay them anyway, and you're going to get an inferior quality. I want to make sure you get the best quality of hormones, because that way I know you're doing well. If we're having a problem, I know it's not the hormones from some pharmacy, that just has a mom and pop shop down the street. That's why our pharmacy does one thing and one thing only. It compounds natural bioidentical hormones. That's what we do and what we specialize in. We have the largest pharmacy in the state that produces only bioidentical hormones. That's all we do. We don't produce anything else but bioidentical hormones. Okay. Can you give your opinion on the benefits of getting the customized vitamin packs and why they should use our... Okay. Here's a question. What about the vitamin pack? It's called the VitaPack. Dr. Hotze's VitaPack. I recommend you get that. I use that. The reason, and you're going to pay a modicum more. I think it may be, for overall the vitamins, you're going to pay a 10% premium to have them all pre-packaged. Have them bring me up that package. Get somebody to do that. But they're all packaged. Let me tell you what, friends. I've been through it, and you have too. If you have them in bottles, all these different vitamins are up on your shelf. Now you got to get some kind of, tool kit or bait kit. And you got to put all your vitamins in each one of these. How long does that take? And then you find out you ran out of magnesium, or you're out of vitamin C, or you don't have your coenzyme Q10, and you only have enough to fill half of it. Now you got to remember to order it. And then you run out of the magnesium next week, and it's just too complicated. Keep things really simple. So we have these pre-packaged. So when the doctor orders vitamins, makes his recommendation for vitamins, we put you on the VitaPack immediately, because I want you to be compliant. I want to make it as easy as I possibly can on you to stay on the program. And if you have 10 or 15 bottles of vitamins, I know it's going to get you discouraged. It discouraged me when I used to do that years and years ago. Then I got my staff down in the vitamin store to do it for me. And then we finally come up with a VitaPack, and it's all done. I love it. I can just pull them out when I travel. They're gone. I've got them right there. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here.
We have a question from YouTube, if you want to answer that.
From YouTube?
Yeah, let me
How do we have a question from YouTube?
So we're live on YouTube, and Douglas...
We're live on YouTube, okay.
We're live on YouTube. Douglas asks, does RT3 actually compete for the same receptors as T3 does?
Does reverse T3? Good question. Let me talk about that. First, I'm going to show you, this is the VitaPack, okay? The my Hotze pack. This is my Hotze pack. It's not the VitaPack, it's my Hotze pack, okay? I knew it had Hotze in it somewhere. Okay. This is what it looks like. So you pull it out, and then it's in a roll in here, and you'll pull it out, and you've got your vitamins, morning and evening. How easy is that? Question, does reverse T3 and T3 compete for the same receptor sites? They do. Now, reverse T3 is not the active thyroid hormone. The active thyroid hormone is T3. There's two major thyroid hormones. T4, think of my hand as being a thyroid molecule, tyrosine. Let's see if I can get it there. And the four fingers being the iodine atoms. So T4 is an active thyroid hormone with 4 iodine atoms. Once it gets into the receptor, it goes into the cell, and there's an enzyme called deiodinase that cleaves off one of the atoms, iodine atoms, and gives you T3. That's the active thyroid hormone. Reverse T3 is backwards. It's backwards. It reverses. It's the reverse T3, and so it doesn't activate the receptor in the same way as the active thyroid hormone does. Frankly, I don't put a lot of stock in looking at reverse T3 unless we've had a problem. That's not something I look for. I know there's an 80-20 rule in life. It's the old 80-20 rule. If I get somebody who has the symptoms of hypothyroidism, that's low energy, difficulty with weight, inability to focus, low body temperature, cold sensitivities, depressed moods or mood swings, inability to sleep, joint muscle aches and pain, stomach disorders, maybe you're a woman, you got menstrual irregularities, loss of romantic moods and inclinations, sluggish bowels, or maybe even loose stools. If you have the symptoms of low thyroid, I know that if I give you therapeutic dose of thyroid at the appropriate dose, when you get to the appropriate dose, your energy level is going to be increased in your mitochondria. If we run into, and this can be because, and I think the primary reason most people have hypothyroid in America is they got fluoride in the water. Fluoride is a poison. It competes with iodine, and it poisons the production of thyroid hormone, but it poisons the enzyme that allows you to convert T4 to T3 in the cells. It's deiodinase. It poisons it. Fluoride is not good for you. Please don't take toothpaste that has fluoride in it. Don't let your dentist put fluoride in your teeth. They say it's going to keep you from getting cavities. There's no proof of that. They've done studies between Europe, which doesn't use fluoride. The kids there, the kids here, they do. And there's no difference. But I guarantee you the people here in America have hypothyroidism symptoms in a far greater amount than they do in Europe. Explain to me why 70% of Americans are overweight and 18% or 16% of Europeans are overweight. We've got 70% overweight, they've got 16. We've got 35% obese, they've got 8. In America in 1960, we had 16% overweight and 8% obese. That's when all the fluoride came in. We've got all this fluoride that's poisoning the enzymes that are supposed to enable our body to convert the inactive thyroid hormone T4 to T3. So stop the fluoride, and that's why people benefit when they get thyroid hormone, because it contains, the desiccated thyroid contains T4 and T3. Okay, next question. Any other questions here? Love the vitamin tax, easy and super convenient. Glad you like them. I do too. I think they're awesome. Okay. Here's somebody wants to know, or we're going to talk about, why is it taking so long? It varies from individual to individual. Be patient. Okay, you didn't get this way overnight. It's going to take you time to get you back on track. Just be patient. If you just steadily follow the program, I promise you you will get well. If you'll follow the program, I'll give anybody a guarantee. You follow the program for 1 year, and if you don't make any improvement, I'll give you your money back. There's just no way, if you don't follow the program, you're not going to have significant improvement over the next year. But you have got to follow. It's not me, it's you. Remember 4 things: eating lifestyle, replenish your hormones, vitamins and minerals, and exercise. Then take your allergy drops if you have allergies. Oh, this is a great story about Catherine Ritchie. Here, I'm just going to give you some encouragement. What time we got? We've been on an hour. We're going to cut this off in a minute, but let me give you a little bit of encouragement. Kathy Ritchie is a great story. We're going to send you within the hour.
In the morning.
Pardon me?
So we put it ready in the morning.
But I'm going to send Catherine Ritchie. Huh?
Yep, yes.
Can we do that within the hour? Catherine Ritchie has a great story. If you go to our website and look at the testimonials, we've got people that have had traumatic recoveries. Now, look at this girl here, Catherine Ritchie, got 4 kids. She looks like she must be hyper fertile, right? She got run over in Moscow Moscow, I'm talking about Russia. Yeah, Russia. Her sister was killed. She was gravely injured, had to be life flighted back home to the States at 18. Never really got well. Quit having menstrual cycles, had depression, had all kinds of problems, saw 50 different doctors, even went to Mayo's Clinic, and they told her it was all in her head. She was in menopause. She would never be able to have babies. And her father and her husband, Nicholas, saw in Southwest Airlines magazine one of our Hotze Health and Wellness Center advertisements. Her husband said, I want to take you to Hotze Health and Wellness Center. She said, I've been to all these doctors. I don't believe in doctors. They don't believe in me. They tell me it's all in my head. She came in. We got her started on natural thyroid and natural hormones, balanced her hormones. We balanced out, got her thyroid up to normal, got her on a good eating program. She was failing to thrive. Now, here's a woman who had hypothyroidism, but she had a failure to thrive, which is paradoxical. Usually people have weight gain, but sometimes they don't thrive and they become exceptionally thin, and people thought she was anorexic. We got her on thyroid and on her hormones. Guess what? She's had 4 babies. And Mayo's Clinic said she'd never have a child. She was in menopause. So I asked a question when she spoke, and we will send you her video from one of our seminars. And I asked, I said, could we be smarter than Mayo's Clinic? And somebody out in the audience goes, yes, of course we are. You've got to get the thyroid hormones and the hormones balanced. Get them detoxified. Let the body heal itself. The body has amazing recovering ability, recuperative powers. If you'll just put the right molecules in there, the natural molecules that your body used to make in adequate amounts when you were younger, if it ever did. That's what's key. We're going to put in your body what's naturally occurring in nature. We're not going to put some chemical in your body that is toxic to your body. Fair enough? And then then you can take a look at we're going to send you the video of JR and Suzanne Todd. And she's got a great story. This is a woman who had a hysterectomy. Doctor had her on hormones. She said they were estrogen. I don't know if it were Premarin or what she was on, but that was part of the problem. The reason she had the hysterectomy, she had estrogen dominance to begin with, and she needed progesterone. She came in here. Well, she's lost 60 pounds. Her husband's lost 40 pounds. So she's gone from a 14 to a 4. They feel great. We wrote about them in our recent newsletter back in, when was it, January? Back in January. And we will send you a video of their website. Suzanne came in first, did really well, lost a ton of weight, got her energy level up, couldn't believe she felt so good. Finally, she turned around to JR and said, okay, big boy, you go in there and get yourself well. And he was way overweight, too. Matter of fact, I was reading here where he would weigh 215 pounds. His body fat was 38%. Now it's down to 16. So he's down to, God, what is he down to? Yeah, 16. His body weight, he dropped from 215 to 165 pounds. How's that? Pretty good weight loss. No, and that's because we got his metabolism up, got his testosterone up, thyroid up, got his metabolism up, and guess what? You lose weight. And you eat right, you lose weight, and he has. Okay. So here's my point. If these two and thousands of others can do it, so can you. Now, what you have to do, I hope you did it when you were here. You've got to write down your health goal. Write it down and put a date on it. I want to weigh X number in 6 months. I'm going to lose, and how are you going to do it? Lose 2 pounds a week. I want my energy level to be a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10, 10 being brimming with energy in 6 months. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow the directions. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to take my hormones and I'm going to take my vitamins and minerals, and I'm going to exercise. And if I'm on allergies, I'm going to take my allergy drops. It's really simple. 4 to 6 simple points is all you have to do. If you do that faithfully and write that goal down, and by the way, why don't you get a picture of yourself when you felt the best and looked the best in your life and put it on your refrigerator or put it on your mirror in your bathroom. Look at it every day. What you see yourself as in your mind is what you will become. It's all changing your thought patterns. Do you follow that? I believe that you do need a health coach, a doctor and a staff of professionals who will coach you on the way to health and wellness, a path of health and wellness, so you can enjoy a wonderful, exciting, enthusiastic, vibrant life again. That's what I want for you. You can have that, but you got to follow the directions. Fair enough? And this is without using pharmaceutical drugs. If you're on pharmaceutical drugs now, you will be weaned off these. And our doctors oftentimes like you to get up on the hormones, get to feeling better, and then you begin to wean. They don't like to write prescriptions for antidepressants. We don't do that here or anything like that. You can ask your doctor how you can wean off, or some patients try it themselves. So after they're feeling better, they cut their medication in half and take it, see how they do for several weeks, cut it in half again, and slowly taper off. You can try that. It's always best to do it under the care of a physician in case you had any problems. But the key thing is that we want to get you weaned off these other drugs you're on. For instance, if you're on statin drugs, I'd say get off of them. And I hope our doctors told you to do that. You don't need to be on statin drugs to be healthy and well. They will poison your mitochondria. They will make you sick. They will suck cholesterol out of your brain so you can't think clearly. They're dangerous, toxic drugs that destroy coenzyme Q10, which your body needs to make energy in the mitochondria. Okay. I guess this is going to end it. Remember, I'm here to help you. I gave you my number. I appreciate you joining me today. I'm going to try to send out once a week. I'm not going to try to, but once a week, I'm going to send to you a little update and give you some encouragement. I'm here to help you. I believe that you need a coach, and you've got one in me and my team, and we want to see you do exceptionally well. Thank you for giving us the privilege of serving you. And don't hesitate to let me know if I can help you in any way. Remember my number. I'm not going to take primary care of you, but if you have it, my name's on the building, okay? So if there's a problem, I need to know about it. God forbid there will be, but if you're not getting taken care of the way you feel like you need to be taken care of, you call me. Text me first, 832-364-9503. I'm here to serve you. God bless you now. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful month, a wonderful year. Let's make it a terrific life. Fair enough? God bless you.